What's up? It's JG, and today we're going to talk about charity operators. Every side story that gets released comes with a 5 or 6 star charity operator. You recruit them for free once you pass stage 4 of the event, and you can use event currency to buy tokens to max their potential while the event is open. Old side stories eventually get opened in record restoration mode, which makes them permanently available to you. As long as you can clear the first 4 stages of the event, which usually have a recommended level of about Elite 1 level 40, there are a bunch of operators you can pick up this way. But of course, because these operators are free, they are not always good. The developers want the best operators to be ones you'll pay money to roll for, not the ones they give away for free. These units range from terrible to very good, so today I'm going to let you know which ones you should pick up. Charity operators are either 5 or 6 stars, and the first thing to emphasize is that the star count is not a good metric of how good they are. Higher star operators cost substantially more resources to promote and upgrade. While they usually have higher base stats, the quality of an operator's kit is about way more than just stats. If their kit isn't very good, it's much wiser to save those resources for better operators. I'm going to focus today on operators that are available in Record Restoration. These stories are permanently open, so you can grab them at any time. There are 3 operators on the list that are just legitimately good operators. I'd give them all an A on a tier list. First up is Lumen from the Stultifera Novice event. He's a 6-star therapist medic, and he's still one of my go-to medics in the endgame. The wide range of a therapist is helpful for getting medic coverage for all your units, although his healing is more concentrated on the tiles closest to him. Lumen is particularly effective once he reaches Elite 2, with his S3 and his module that removes the long-range penalty. But until you're ready to max him, and let's be clear, a medic should not be your first unit to E2. He's perfectly serviceable and prevents you from needing to build a weaker medic that you may abandon later. Second is Gladia from Undertides. She's the captain of the Abyssal Hunter faction, a 6-star Hookmaster specialist. The pull capabilities of Hookmasters is actually pretty lame, except in a few rare circumstances, but Gladia brings a bunch of utility that makes her very solid. First, she has a long frontal range. This lets you deploy her behind your main tank for a lane, but where she can still contribute damage to the units the tank blocks. This sort of formation comes up all the time in Arknights, and she's a great starter unit for setting that up. Block 2 also means she can catch leaks from the main tank if they get overrun. Second, the Abyssal Hunter faction ranges from good to great, and they all bring talents that enrich each other. Gladia adds HP regen to herself and any other Abyssal Hunter you bring. Third, she's cheap to deploy. 13 DP at Elite 2 is a great cost for a Block 2 ground unit as solid as she is. And finally, while pull mechanics are niche, her S3 is so much more than pull. It creates a vortex that is excellent at holding low-weight enemies in place for a while, where the rest of your team can smack them. Third, we have Cruz the Keen Glint from Invitation to Wine. She's among the best marksman snipers in the game, available for free. As a 5-star, she'll get her best skill and talent at only Elite 1. Since you can get her for free, there's almost no reason to invest in a different marksman early on. Although she never opens her eyes, Cruz is a solid sniper. Her talent has a chance of inflicting a very short duration stun on every hit. At first glance, that stun seems so short as to be pointless, but it brings 2 perks. First, a stun of any duration can strip the low altitude hovering effect from many units, who also have a tendency to fly over pits. 0.2 second stuns are enough for an instant kill. Second, even a brief stun can interrupt an enemy's attack animation and cause a missed attack. It's rare enough that you can't exactly rely on it to save you from a big bad, but it means that she helps take the pressure off your front line, even if just a little. Those are the 3 charity operators that are legit good. They're worth picking up and building, even for older accounts. Next, I want to highlight a couple operators that are good for new accounts. I would classify these as B rank. They're not good enough to take to Elite 2, but they bring some good utility in the early game. Consider them if you don't have alternatives. First entry in this category is Tequila from Dosole's Holiday. As a Liberator guard, he's like a little baby Muenar. Liberators are block 0 and don't attack while they're charging, but then hit hard during their skill. He's a reasonable option to give you burst DPS for taking down early game bosses. And second, we have 2 instructors, Whisslash and Bryophyta. The instructor subclass is relatively disappointing, but with one big perk: 2-range ground attack. Much like why Gladia is good, instructors can make good early units behind your front lines, able to hit the units blocked by your tank. Long-term, Lord Guards are an excellent subclass for this, but instructors can do the job in the meantime. Whisslash from Maria Neural and Bryophyta from So Long Adele are both options here. You shouldn't build both, but might want to pick one. I prefer Bryophyta's talent, but Zophia's skill. You shouldn't take her to E2 because in a game that mostly styles their female cast to look fierce and capable, Whislash's E2 art is, well, it's a decision. Finally, let me quickly call out a few charity ops that are situational. These are units from rare archetypes or bring unique skills. You generally don't want to build situational operators early in your account progression, but as you approach the mid game, some of these may help you round out your box with capabilities that don't come up all that often. We'll start this section with Puzzle, an agent vanguard from What the Firelight casts. Agents can generate great DP under the right circumstances. Puzzle is no exception, although he requires weirder setup than the other agents. If a level has an object that can be attacked but can't be damaged, his S1 can print DP at ridiculous speeds. A fair number of side stories have these, like the Waste Heat Vents from Come Catastrophes or the Pure Crystal from Adventure That Cannot Wait for the Sun. Outside of that, he's worse than other agents. Next, we have Lava the Purgatory from Who is Real. Flashcasters are a disappointing archetype in this game, and you won't use them often, but Lava Altar is pretty much on par with all the other Splashcasters, and she's free. Silence the Paradigmatic is generally poorly reviewed, but I'm not sure it's fair. Like other Abjurers, she brings a Sanctuary effect to the team that can reduce their damage taken. This can help you push over the breakpoint to live through a big hit from a boss. At E2, she can confer temporary unkillable status on an ally with her S3. These skills are situational, but they're not bad. If you're struggling to access good shield or sanctuary mechanics, you can grab her from the Lone Trail event. Enforcer is a pusher unit from the event Guide Ahead. Pushers are extremely situational, but he's a fairly good one. If you think you need one and don't have Weedy, you can grab him. And finally, Robin from Mansfield Break is a rare Trapmaster specialist. Her traps can bind enemies as a way to stall them, and Trapmasters can punch above their weight in levels with a very low deployment limit. One last thing, I only reviewed operators in Record Restoration here, but a few recent ones are worthy of discussion. If you missed these, you'll have to wait for a rerun or the eventual Record Restoration. Sancta Mixaparato from the Masses Travels is a solid defender with 2-tile frontal range that you know I like. Matsukiri from Otto is a very nice vanguard. He's got utility on par with Texas as one of the best 5-star vanguards, although she does look cuter in a kimono. And Rose Salt from Exodus from the Pale Sea has a very interesting but situational S2. It spreads incoming damage over several seconds, which gives you a chance to heal before it kills you. It's similar to Sanctuary in giving you the ability to survive big hits that might otherwise wipe you. That pretty much covers the most notable charity operators up to this point. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Arknights analysis. See you next time.